Why do we still call our country as Mother India? Oh no, I'm not trying to be any more patriotic here. But seriously, think about it. Why do we still try to talk about the womanhood, the celebration of motherhood, when we still have the very same state of lagging behind, trying to fight for the rights that are equal, and yet being chauvinist towards the feminism that is being activated today? There are so many questions, so many hurdles, so many jumbles about the very word of being a woman. And yet, we are in a position today that I have to speak up for a lot of lost voices that need to be heard. It is not about the petty problems because we all come across them every and each and every single day. But it is about minute little things we don't pay attention to. The very things that probably could be changed and will only set an example towards the progress of changing. And thus, I bring to you some unheard real chapters of the lack of development that we have in the state for women. And not just women, mothers. And not just mothers, the mothers who are completely ridden off and on their own in this ruthless society, in this complicated world. Single mothers, the ones who have to literally raise their children all by themselves and without any source of support or strength. And yet, what are we doing? I wouldn't even have to describe what we're doing. You will hear it from their own words, and you will see what is the state of these mothers even today, in this generation, in this world where we're reaching towards developing in every little aspect of our lives. But still, we are missing the most important factor of respecting these women. And needless to say anything, I would give upon these mothers to talk about their lives, and you will see the reality only through their eyes.
Hi, I'm Gauri Ramani. I'm in Mumbai since the few 3 years, I think, around 3 years. I'm staying with my daughter, and my I would say my best qualification is that I'm a single mom.
Hi, my name is Pinky. I'm a single mother, and well, technically, I'm still married, but last 2 years I'm not living with my husband, so I consider myself a single mother now, and that's pretty much been my struggle from the day my son was born, actually, because when he was just 2.5 months, I left my husband's home and I came back to my mother's. So my son really doesn't know a father. He doesn't know anything. He just knows he's got grandparents, his nana nani, and a mother.
I am a daughter of a single mom. My mom, everyone says my mom is the best, so do I. And my mom has the kind of journey she has seen. I really respect her. I'm 24 now, and trust me, with 24 years of experience she has, it's tremendous. I have two younger siblings. My mom takes care of 3 children all by herself. It's been more than 15 years that she's been doing it, and trust me, she's not tired.
नमस्ते, मैं अनीता शर्मा। मैं सिंगल मदर हूँ। मेरा बेटा है 10 इयर्स का, हर्ष शर्मा। ये चाइल्ड आर्टिस्ट है और ऑलमोस्ट टाइम मैं हर्ष के साथ में ही बिज़ी रहती हूँ। फ्री टाइम में आई एम डूइंग कुकरी शो इन यूट्यूब और थोड़े पोएम्स लिख लेती हूँ। राइटिंग में इंटरेस्टेड हूँ और बस कुकिंग हॉबीज़ है मेरी, रीडिंग्स, अच्छे बुक्स पढ़ना और अपने बारे में सिर्फ इतना ही। बाकी सब मेरी लाइफ में अगर कुछ है तो सिर्फ मेरा बेटा। मैं उसके साथ काफ़ी बिज़ी हूँ, तो मुझे लगता है कि एक सिंगल मदर के लिए उसका बेटा, उसकी फैमिली में मेरे मम्मी पापा है मेरे साथ, एंड मेरे लिए मम्मी पापा मीन्स बहुत ज़्यादा है, जिन्होंने मुझे हर जगह सपोर्ट किया है। मैं किसी भी प्रॉब्लम में हूँ वो हमेशा मेरे साथ होते हैं।
When I lost my husband almost 3 years back, I thank my stars for getting married into a family which was very progressive minded. After that, I did another course as an image consultant, and I've been blessed to have been married into a family like this.
मी राजश्री राजेंद्र वाघमारे. मी हे म्हणजे कसं, मी लाईफमध्ये कसं प्रेमाने लग्न केलं आहे, आणि मेन म्हणजे माझे घरातले मिस्टर होते. मग मी प्रेमाने केलं आणि प्रेमाने म्हणजे संसार केला. आणि लाईफमध्ये माझी एक सासू तिथे होती. ती सासू मला की नाकारत होते की नाही म्हणून नाही करायचं लग्न. तर माझे मिस्टर बोलले नाही करणार तर हिच्याबरोबरच करणार, नाही तर मला करायचं नाही. माझ्या सासूने नाकारला तर ती नाहीच बोलली. मग तिने जवळ आम्हाला केलंच नाही, म्हणजे 7-8 वर्ष जवळ केलंच नाही. मग आम्ही दोघं जण भाड्याने मुंबईमध्ये राहत होतो.
Hello, this is my mum, Professor Kamla, and well, she's been a wonderful mum bringing me up, and 2 other sisters, elder sisters, and my God, hats off to her. She's raised 3 children all by herself, and very beautiful daughters.
I will say that whatever I am today is just because of them. They are not because of me. But they give credit to me. That is a beauty of their, I think, upbringing or something you can say. But they are all beautiful, not by looks, but by heart also. They are all good human beings, talented, and they are all beauty with brain, but they are very kind-hearted also. And I am very proud of them that they are good human beings. That is very rare to find.
I think I just finished my graduation when I got married. It wasn't a love marriage, it was arranged by parents. Then I was actually working in the railways. I think I joined the railways around 3 or 4 months, then I got married. But I just wanted to be a proper wife. I said, let me just be a wife. I don't want to career and because I've seen moms, ladies shuffling between jobs and children and all that. I didn't want that. I said, I either be a wife or I'll be a career woman. So I said, okay, when I got married, I said, I'll be a career woman. I'll be a wife, and I just resigned my job from the railways, which many have, many people have said, no, it's a government job. Why you want to go out of it? It's difficult to get, and you got it. Why do you leave it? I said, no, I'll be a wife. And then, okay, we were okay. We were working and all. He was a chartered accountant. So he had his own office. We set up office. We were staying in Vizag. That's Vishakhapatnam, what you call it. And then children were born. I got 2 children. Daughter was 2.5 years, and my son was just 6 or 7 months. And then we went home. My sister had come for a vacation, my elder sister. So he said, you want to go for a vacation with the kids? I was so happy. Going to Mama's place is always a pleasure, So I went there, and he said, okay, I'll just go for a few days to back home, and I'll come back and pick you up. And he didn't come back.
I mean, I just take a day to think and realize, like, really, Ayushi, can you even take care of someone for just one day? As much as my mom takes care of 3 kids for past 15 years all by herself. I'm just not talking about just cooking or taking care of our regular day-to-day work. It's all about financially also. She is not a very educated person, but the kind of stamina, the kind of women power, and the kind of courage she shows, that has taught me a lot. So if I can speak out my heart today, it's all because of her. Otherwise, I would have been a girl maybe working somewhere in very underprivileged situations, not even that educated to speak to anyone in high defined technical era, maybe not. I don't see myself, I could have not seen myself at all in that domain. But I am a pass out from Delhi University. It's all because of her. She has motivated me all throughout my life. Till today what I am is all because of her. I don't know how much I can support her in whatever ways. I don't know, she doesn't expect anything. She doesn't say anything. So it becomes difficult for me at times to understand what she wants from me. Does she want love only, or does she want some extra care, or maybe an abstain? I mean, okay, fine, I've grown, I've done my part, now you are on your own, go ahead in life. I don't understand. Does she want to be alone right now, or maybe she is interested to take up something like getting remarried? I don't know. Maybe she wants a life partner. I have to explore so many things right now. I have to understand her. She has understood me throughout, inside out, but I don't know what my mom wants. Maybe I need a lot of self analysis, self realization, and a lot of time with her to understand that how I can help her, because it's time that I have made myself up that eligible, that much strong, that I can do something for her.
To begin with, I got married at a very late stage, because till then I was busy making a career for myself, and I'm a writer. I write for television soaps. I have been writing for over 15 years. And then I got married, and my husband was very clear that he didn't want a career wife. He wanted someone who would be a homemaker. So it was just a decision where consciously I decided, okay, you know what, I've been working, it's fine, but now maybe, you know, it's on to the next phase of my life. You know, I'll probably start a family, and also maybe, you know, I want to give all that attention and time to my child. So I decided to quit work. I got married, and then I realized that it was the biggest mistake of my life. And still, you know, it just so happened that, you know, we get into things are not what they seem, you know, when you get married, you know, because what you're told before marriage and after is like day and night, you know, and that's pretty much what happened, you know, in my marriage. And still, you know, because it's a marriage, because, you know, you come across society and family pressures, and for yourself also, when you think of marriage, you think of forever, you know. So for that, you know, you're ready to do a lot of things, you're ready to sacrifice, you're ready to give in so many things just to make it work, you know. But in my case, what happened is my husband didn't want to get married. He was forced into this marriage, you know. So because of that one reason, he was not a part of the relationship, he was not part of the marriage at all, you know. He just did it because he had to do it, you know. And when the foundation is so shaky, when it is so wrong, you know, that then chances are that things will probably never work out, you know. And that's pretty much what happened.
त्या आणि गणपतीच्या अगोदरच माझी मुलगी 2001 मध्ये वारली. त्या हिशोबाने ते सासू काय बोलली, आता चल माझ्याकडे, आता मुंबई करू नको, पण तुझ्या नवऱ्याला इथेच काम करू दे, तो तिथे आल्यावर काम करणार नाही. मग तो मला 2 मुलांना माझ्या घेऊन गेली, आणि 1-1.5 वर्ष तिची ट्रीटमेंट मिस करत होती. तिचे ब्लड प्रेशर आणि डायबिटीजच्या गोळ्या तिने स्वतःहून बंद केल्या होत्या, की गरिबी होती म्हणून. तिने डायबिटीजच्या आणि ब्लड प्रेशरच्या गोळ्या बंद केल्यामुळे तिला जास्त प्रेशर तिच्या किडनीवरती पडला. एक किडनी फेल झाली. एक किडनी फेल झाल्यानंतर तिने मला मुंबईला येऊन घेऊन गेली. त्या हिशोबाने मग अहमदाबादला सिव्हिल दवाखाना आहे, तर मी सारखे तिला डायलिसिंग हप्त्याला करावं लागायचं. हप्त्याला तरी 3-4 हजार रुपये नुसतं डायलिसिंगचेच लागायचे. मग हा पैसा कुठून आणणार? तर मी तिला 1-1.5 वर्ष डायलिसिंग करत होती. डायलिसिंग केल्यानंतर मग आता हे सारखं 4-4 आणि 5-5 हजार रुपये, तेव्हा 2001 मध्ये 2 मध्ये 4-4 हजार रुपये हप्त्याला आणायचे म्हणलं तर एवढा पैसा आणायचा कुठनं? तर हे दागिने मोड, ते दागिने मोड, त्या हिशोबाने असे जेवढे दागिने होते तेवढे तिच्या डायलिसिसला गेले. मग हाताला काहीच नाही लागलं. शेवटी अखेरला मग ती 2003 मध्ये वारली. म्हणजे असं खालीवर आमचा बंगला होता अहमदाबादला, तो पण तिच्या डायरेक्सिंगला मी पूर्ण विकून टाकला. मग हाताला काहीच नाही लागलं. शेवटी अखेरला मग मी 70-80 हजाराचा छोटासा रूम घेतला तिथे सासू वारल्यानंतर. फक्त छोटासा झोपडा घेतलं होतं 8 बाय 10चं असं काहीतरी. मग नंतर मग झालं. मग त्याला आकडी सारखी यायला लागली. त्याच्यामुळे आकडीमध्ये त्याला एक हार्ट अटॅक पण आला माझ्या मिस्टरांना 2007 मध्ये. सारखं दवा 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 दवा. अखेरला मुलं पण लहान पडायची. पुढे काय बोलायला काय जमायचंच नाही पुढे, की आपली माणसं जवळ नाही आहेत. मग कधी तेव्हा फोन पण नव्हते, की असे की एक छोटासा मोबाईल हातात ठेवा, तेव्हा फोन पण नव्हते. काही जरी बोलायचं असेल तरी काही पत्र पाठवायचं, नाही तर कोणाच्याकडे निरोप द्यायचा, बस एवढं. तेव्हा फोन पण जास्त कोण वापरत नव्हते. ते 2007 मध्ये नाही 2005 मधून पासून त्याचे 2 वर्ष त्याचं पण आकडी आणि त्याला पहिला झटका आला होता. असा झटका. मग एकटी मी काय म्हणून करू, कुठे काय करू, पोरांचं शिक्षण असं आता ते बोलायला लागले तर मला अक्षरशः रडायला पण येते. पण आता करू काय. त्याला असं झालं होतं की 4 आजार झाले होते. आकडी पण यायची, त्याला एक पहिला झटका पण येऊन गेला आणि पिल्या पण होता. हे 3-4 आजार त्याला ते 2007 मध्येच लागले एकाच वेळी. ते काय विचारायचे हे नाही. तो पण त्या दारू काय सोडत नव्हता. तो दारूमुळे गेला. दारूचा असर सगळं त्याच्या ह्याच्यावरती पडला आणि कमळी झाली. तो मग विचारूच नका.
I think the entire credit of us being the way we are goes completely to our mom. She's raised us very patiently with a lot of love, with a lot of care. At the same time, she's a working mom and she works till date. She is a lawyer and she's also a cosmic consultant. And her inclination towards spirituality and learning and knowledge has actually inspired us greatly. So truly we are what we are because of her.
And I was always used to think that how I am bringing them up, will they be good citizens and will they be good people in this world, because our background was very good. My parents were very good and very affectionate, very loving. So I have seen they are grown up into a very good human beings. That is the beauty of their outer beauty, you can say. Well, they look beautiful because they are beautiful from inside. Very caring. I never gone through any bad things, I will tell you, because I was very independent before my marriage. I was working and my parents helped us to grow into a strong person. So that the strength still I have, and the same strength they have inherited from me. I don't know whether they have inherited something else also, but the strength they have, and they are doing very well, and I will wish they should inspire others also to do very well in life, especially women, because in our country they are not very privileged, and there are people, they don't want girls in their house. They don't allow them to come in this world. For them I will like to tell that my daughters are my strength, and they can also have daughters like them. And our history is also the same. Jhansi Ki Rani Padmini and other Razia Sultana, they were all daughters, not sons. They have done better than anybody.
He gave his addresses as Chennai. So mom and dad went to meet him to just check out what happened to him. Then they found all the addresses that he had given were fake. There was no such, the address that he had given was a big address of a big football ground. So my dad was shattered, and unfortunately I got back my job. So I started working. Yeah, but after a certain time we feel, like once you're out of the house as a married woman, no, you come back to your parents, you're not the same. I mean, they don't really disown you, but you don't find the same, they feel I'm a burden. So I was working, I was not financially dependent on them, neither would my children be. I used to take care of my children always, and it was a blessing that my younger sister was unmarried at that time. I have one younger sister, so she used to take care of my children. My mom never used to put a finger on my children. They're yours, they're nothing to her. Your children, that was always that. And that was the part that hurts more. People used to think, no, what happened to her? Why is she still in the mother's house? That is there. Then even in the railway offices also, they say, oh, we told you not to resign. We never know, this comes back. And then the worst thing is, I was young, quite young, and I was earning well. So, and men are wolves. That is what we face. I mean, you have to just be very strong in that part, I feel. Because they think once you're married, you're available to everybody if you're single. Then I was staying alone. I could not stay with my parents because I did not get any cooperation from them. I got a railway quarter, I got into a railway bungalow, stayed with my kids. I had a maid looking after them in the mornings, a part-time maid, used to come morning to evening, and after work I used to look after them. So, but I enjoyed with my kids. I brought up my kids the way I wanted them.
The first challenge itself is being a single mom, and the second challenge if you have daughters. So when you have daughters, we generally say it's a blessing to have daughters, but when you are a single mom, trust me, it becomes very difficult. Being the eldest of all the children of my mom, I have seen the toughest times. I was not that loud, I was not that tomboyish, I was a very girly, bubbly, chirpy, cute girl, and always used to talk some, hi, hello, how are you, just like that. I just didn't know this one way of talking. That's what my mom taught me: respect everyone, love everyone. But when I entered this endangered society, when I saw that okay, this is a new world, you have to adjust and certain things, and you have to change yourself as per the demanding society. So that's when I started with being more giving it back to the society. So I became more, in fact I became more rude, I would say, very upfront. People used to think I'm very arrogant. I don't talk to people very nicely. I do not entertain men especially nicely. But why am I being judged over this? I want to understand. Really? Should I be judged? I mean, ask the question. I was forced. I was very sweet. I was forced. And that's why I'm like this.
8 साल पहले लाइफ में बहुत प्रॉब्लम थी शादी के बाद. इतनी प्रॉब्लम कि शायद अगर मैं बोलना शुरू करूँ तो सिर्फ आंसू से इसकी शुरुआत होगी. तो वो चीज़ें मैं भूल चुकी हूँ, क्योंकि अब मुझे लगता है मैं जिस मुकाम पे पहुँच चुकी हूँ वहाँ मैं काफ़ी खुश हूँ. और कहते हैं ना, बीती हुई बातों को भुला दो तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होता है. तो वही सारी चीज़ें हैं. और वहाँ से मुझे लगता है कि जब मैं वहाँ थी तो मुझे हमेशा ये था कि जो मैं सह रही हूँ वैसा कोई ना सहे.
Even my parents at that point, my relatives and my mother-in-law, they would keep telling me that, have a child, things will be okay. Which is, I think, the stupidest advice anyone would ever give. And yes, I have been stupid enough to take it, and I had a child, but that also was, a mistake I made in hindsight. But today he is actually the biggest blessing in my life, and I am so happy that he's a part of my life today. At a very young age, he was just 2.5 months, when I left my in-laws place and I came to my mother's, and I don't regret it at all. Yes, there are family friends, there are relatives, and even initially my parents would be like, try and work it out, try and do this, do it for a child, not for yourself, do it for a child. And yes, I did make a lot of effort to try to make it work, but you just know that some things are not going to work out in spite of whatever you do, because the other person is not interested in a wife, he's not interested in being a father, he's not interested in having a family life. So when that is the case, then even if you kill yourself, it's not going to work out. And today I have realized that I want my son to be a happy child, and he's going to spend maximum time with his mother. And today, if his mother is not happy, he's never going to be happy. So yes, I'm going through so much of stress and troubles and everything that one goes through, so many fears and insecurities and all one has. But end of it, internally I know that I've made the right decision. I'm extremely happy, and I think my son sees that in me, and he's a happy child today.
माझी आई बोलली की नाही म्हणून तू आता इथे राहू नको, तू आता तरुणीसाठी 2 मुलांना घेऊन माझ्याकडे चल. तर माझ्याकडे गेल्यानंतर मग भाऊ, एकच भाऊ आहे, आम्ही 4 बहिणी आहेत. भावाचं काही लग्न झालं नव्हतं, त्याचं काही अफेअर होतं. तर मग आईने मला वर्षभर ठेवली. त्याचं लग्न झाल्यानंतर भावाने बायकोचं ऐकून मला 2 मुलांना मला बाहेर काढले. बाहेर काढल्यानंतर मी त्याला बोलले एवढी त्याची 8वीची परीक्षा होऊ दे, मग मी बघते. बोलला नाही म्हणून. तर झगडे करून 2-3 वेळा झगडे करून बायकोने त्याची मला म्हणजे बाहेर काढला. असं बाहेर काढलं की माझी कॅपॅसिटी पण नव्हती की मी 2-3 महिने भाड्याने रूम घेईल की परीक्षा फेब्रुवारी, मार्च, एप्रिलमध्ये मार्चमध्ये परीक्षा असते. मी त्याला बोलली पण 2-3 महिने थांब, मी कसं तरी काढते आणि नंतर रूम घेते. तो बोलला नाही, आत्ताच बाहेर जायचं, जे काय सामान उचलायचं आत्ताच बाहेर निघायचं. तरीसुद्धा तो माझा एकच भाऊ होता, त्यांनी मला सांगितलं की आत्ताच बाहेर जायचं, यायचंच नाही परत. अशा पद्धतीने 2 मुलांना छातीला लावून मी बाहेर पडली. 2 साड्या फक्त घेतल्या आणि बाहेर पडली, बाकीचं सामान तर तिथंच होतं. मग आईसुद्धा काय बोलली नाही की बाबा चल राहू दे, कुठे जाणार कुठे नाही. मग दुसऱ्या-तिसऱ्या दिवशी मॅडमकडे गेली, 10,000 रुपये घेतले, भाड्याने रूम घेतला, 3 महिन्याचं भाडं दिलं, 3,000च्या हिशोबाने 3 महिने काढले. मुलांचं परीक्षा झाली मार्च महिन्यात. परीक्षा झाल्यानंतर त्यांचं सर्टिफिकेट घेतलं. विरारला नालासोपारा ईस्टला मी रूम घेतला भाड्याने. ते पसारा उचलून मी तिथे गेले. तिथे गेल्यानंतर मला इथे बँड्रामध्ये काम करताना फक्त मी 3,000चं काम करत होते. 3,000चं काम करत होते. 2,000 रुपये फक्त गाडी भाडं जात होतं. तिकडनं 15 रुपये नालासोपारावरनं, परत ट्रेनचं 300 रुपयाचा पास, परत पेरी क्रॉस ते बँड्रापर्यंत 10 रुपये रिक्षाला. अशा हिशोबाने माझे फक्त 2,000 रुपये भाडं जात होतं. 2,000 रुपये भाडं जात होते. तर मी सकाळ लवकर निघायची. नालासोपारा ते स्टेशनपर्यंत मला अर्धा ते 35 ते 40 मिनटं लागायचे स्लो चालायला. तेवढं मी सकाळी चालत जायची आणि पेरी क्रॉस आणि बँड्रापर्यंत परत चालत यायची. ते तेवढे 2,000 रुपये वाचवायचे आणि 3,000मध्ये मी घर चालवायची. मग असं चालवत पोरांचं शिक्षण ठाकरे विद्यालयामध्ये नालासोपाराला पोरांना प्रायव्हेटमध्ये 8वीला शाळेत टाकलं. म्युन्सिपाल्टी तर आहेच नाही, प्रायव्हेटमध्ये टाकावं लागायचं. मग त्याचं 300 रुपये महिन्याची फी, 2 मुलांची 300 रुपये फी. मग ते मॅनेज करायचं. मग राशन हे ते 3,000मध्ये मी कसं तरी घर चालवायचे. पण मुलांना मी प्रायव्हेटमध्ये 10वीपर्यंत शिकवलं. 10वीच्या नंतर काय मोठ्या मुलांनी माझी परिस्थिती बघून त्याने शाळा सोडली आणि तो आता कामाला जातोय. निदान 5 किंवा 6,000 रुपये आणतो, तो 1,000 रुपये वापरतो, मला 5 देतो आणि मी पण 10-12,000 रुपये कमवते. त्याच्यात माझं घर चालतं.
I don't think we've felt empty or missed anything in our lives. Let's just take that as a blanket statement. We've always had more than enough. And I think that's one thing that all 3 of us will see, not just one person, who has that opinion because she thinks differently. 3 of us, all 3 sisters, always felt that we had more than enough. And I think that's that instinct, that's where the instinct comes from to actually, I don't know, Mom is very kind to call us all good human beings and kind-hearted and all of that stuff. And thank you so much for that. But that's where the instinct had come that, oh my God, look at us, we've more than enough. And then we look around and we're like, let's just give some of it to everybody else. We've always felt so complete. And it's really her, because come rain, come sun, come whatever, she's made sure that we just had everything that we needed. And I think there's also another way of looking at it. So she has also inculcated in us this whole this whole instinct of not being materialistic as well at the same time. So I keep repeating this often, that the legacy that she's given us is not a big house, not a car, none of that stuff. It was a giant library. We just had tons of books, and that actually was her way of saying that these kind of things should be the possessions. And if you don't have these kind of things, be it knowledge or learning or whatever, and if that's missing, then there's something missing in your life. Otherwise, otherwise you have it all.
Our possession is our books.
Our knowledge, whatever we've learned over the years. So if you have that, then you have everything.
Our mother should inculcate the good qualities in the child, whether girl or boy. Those things come as a help to you when you go through bad time. The same, my parents did not come to help me, but they inculcated that quality of strength in us so much that bad and good time was not for us. The same one should have. And I will tell all the ladies in this world, they can do anything what boys can do. And they should become independent emotionally also, not only economically. If they are independent by nature, the duck, suck, whatever comes in their life, divorce, separation, breakup, anything, they will handle it very well. Because this is the only thing we need, and our parents should do this. If we'll bring up our children well, then they will fight the world like anything. They will never go through depression, they will never go through any lack, because the way she is telling that they never lacked anything, they've got everything more than what they wanted. It is true, because I was economically independent. I didn't lack money, because I was also working and earning good with both my professions, and background was also very good, but all are not that privileged. But they can, if they have strength, and their upbringing is good, very good. It does not make difference you have money or not. Only your strength counts. You have read the stories of so many people, those who are very big now, but they came with few coins in their pocket, and they have become, just because of the strength they had. The same thing I will like to tell all the girls in our country or abroad or internationally, that they should learn how to live in this life, how to live happy in this life at every circumstances. Not that the circumstances are good, then you will be happy. No, happiness is, it comes from inside. It never comes from money, something, or good relations, or good husband, or good parents, or good. No. Believe in your life. Life is a journey, and go through very happy way. Happiness and strength, both the things are important.
The feeling that I lost the most was losing my children's father. Yes, I do miss that a lot. When I see my children, missing their father, that hurts. But yes, they have to learn to cope with it. You have to be strong, you have to learn to cope, just as I did. And we all have that strength in us. So I think they will do it brilliantly. They are doing it brilliantly as of now. And a certain level of maturity also comes in with life's situations like these. So I think we all have the strength. Before God gives any tragedy, I believe that God gives us the strength to face it. So this is what has happened. This is my take on life, that we have been blessed by the divine. I'm glad I didn't lose my sanity after all that has happened. And yes.
Even a small baby, if you're 4 people, that baby goes to only one person because feels that affection. It's what happened with my children, and they were too small for me to tell them the truth. So I had to tell them they are outside, okay, he'll come back after a little while. Then when they're slowly growing up, I had to first tell my daughter, then I put them into education, because I was scared this fellow will not come again and claim them. After 7 years of staying alone, I filed a divorce for desertion. I got the divorce on grounds of desertion because I didn't want him to come and claim them. And then unfortunately, when I would call it fortunately, we came to know that he was married prior to me, at least twice. I've come very far. I feel okay. I brought up my children. I made them good human beings. I gave them the best education. I know I'm not going to give them properties and all. It's not possible for a single woman to do that. But I gave them the best. I gave them enough of education. I mean, the proper education and proper values that they can stand on their feet today. And they were doing. My son was the youngest manager in his office at 22 years. So he was doing well in Genpact. That was a different story. When he was 23 years, no, I just got a call. He's having sickness. He called me up. He said, "Mom, I'm feeling sick. I'm getting fever quite often. So I'm just admitting myself so that I can claim my insurance. So for the tests, it's only tests." I said, "Okay." I took it very casually because as a young boy, we never even dream of such things. So suddenly, one day, the very next day, his friend phones up, "Auntie, you have to come. They're getting a biopsy done for him." So I just rushed, and then biopsy was showed cancer, positive cancer at 4th stage. I rushed. I brought him to Tata Memorial. I got him a bone marrow transplant and all that. Quite a lot. For 5 years, we fought it at stage 4. He was working. He used to go. I have a chemotherapy and go back to office. He was very strong, but then after all, body gave up.
So if you are good, I'm good. If you're not, then ready to see the different side of mine. If I do this, then I am being judged, I am arrogant, and I am not taught the values by my parents. When you are a single mom, when you are you do not have the man of the house available at home, you are very vulnerable. People take you for granted. You are an open object to be molested, to be lectured at, and to be taken as an entertainment source. Trust me on this. I was eve teased to different levels. I was molested by my own grandfather. Yes, you got it right. My own grandfather.
और मैं आज भी चाहती हूँ कि किसी भी लड़की को अगर इन लॉज में प्रॉब्लम है या बहुत ज़्यादा टॉर्चर हो रही है तो प्लीज़ उसके माँ बाप को उसको सपोर्ट करना चाहिए, क्योंकि लड़कियाँ उस समय बहुत ज़्यादा टूट जाती हैं जब उनको मम्मी पापा का सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता है। उन्हें लगता है कि अरे जिनके थ्रू हम हैं, जब वही हमें सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं तो फिर बाकी किसी का कोई मायने नहीं रखता, क्योंकि समाज हमारे लिए कुछ नहीं होता। हमारे लिए अगर हम खुश हैं तो हमारे साथ हर कोई खुश होता है, लेकिन अगर आप दुखी हैं, आप टॉर्चर हो रहे हैं, तो उस समय आपके साथ कोई नहीं होता सिवाय आपके पेरेंट्स के।
All this, has been the biggest decision of my life, to actually just leave my husband, walk out with my child who was just 2.5 months old, and unconditionally, my parents have been a support. Like, no questions asked. Initially, yes, they did tell me you should make an effort and all, but they were all suggestions. They were never like you must do it or you have to do it. It was always, end of the day, it is your decision, In fact, yes, I have gone through a lot of stress, a lot of trouble and trauma, torture, whatever, one calls it in my marriage of just 1.5 years, that's it. That today, my mom, being a mother, she would be like, what, try and make it work out and all. But my father was the one who was like, what, if you go into that house and if they're going to give you respect, you go there. If you're not going to get respect, then please don't ever go into that house. So he's the one who's really kind of, pulled me up. There were people who would tell me things and all, and he would just be like, why you even care what people are saying? Today I am taking care of you. You are here with me. Have I ever said anything to you? Has mom said anything? I said, no one has said anything to me. Then screw everybody. I mean, just forget the world. We are there with you. We are going to take care of you. We are supporting you. you know. And I think that was the biggest thing, you know, because now it's reached a point where even if anyone would tell me anything, initially it used to really hurt me. Oh shit, someone is saying this to me, someone is doing this, they want me to do this, they want me to do that, everything for my son, everything for my son. But the point is, yes, but what about me today, me as a person? Because if I'm over there and I'm not happy, you know, and not just me, the entire house is going to be unhappy today, really, if you think about it, you know. Like, to make things work, you know, two people have to want to do it, two people have to want to be happy together. And if you can't take care of each other, if you can't be happy together, then that's it, you know, it's over. So that's pretty much what happened in my case. And so today when people tell me these things and all, I listen to it, but it gets to me, but I just let it go off. I'm like, you know, it's their people, it's their opinion, it's what they think, you know. They don't know what one has gone through, they don't know what one is feeling.
मी चेंबूरला माझी आई राहायची. चेंबूरपासून मी बँड्राला कामाला जायची. तर दोघं तिघं जण माझ्या पाठीमागे लागायचे. जे चेंबूरला चढायचा तो माणूस बँड्रापर्यंत नंदी गल्लीने ना 220चा स्टॉप आहे, नंदी गल्लीमध्ये तो दोघं तिघं जण कामाला यायचे. तर माझ्या पाठोपाठच असायचे. मग मी कशी जरा तापट आहे, मला नाही ते आवडत. मी लाईफमध्ये असं काय केलं नाही, लाईफमध्ये मी काय असं केलं नाही आणि मला हे गलत काम मला आवडत नाही अजिबात. माझ्या मिस्टरांना 10 वर्ष आले मरून, पण मी असं गलत पाऊल नाही उचलला. मी बोलली नाही, कष्ट करूनच खाणार. आज मी वाकड्या रस्त्याला चालली तर उद्या लाईफमध्ये माझी पोरं मला चांगली पण म्हणणार नाही आणि सारा पण देणार नाही. आणि त्याच्यामुळे मला हे असं काय लपडछपड मला अजिबात आवडत नाही. मी बोललं नाही, तसल्या गोष्टीपासून लांब राहायचं. त्या रस्ता पकडला का लाईफ आपली बिघडली आणि आपली मुलं पण आपल्या हातातनं निघतात. दोघं तिघं जण पाठला करायचे. मग तिथे ओळख करून मावशी अशी ताई बी म्हणून दोघी तिघींना मी एक टाईम 220च्या स्टॉपला मी दोघी तिघींना सांगितलं, हा माणूस माझ्या पाठी फिरतोय सारखा चेंबूरपासून ते बँड्रापर्यंत तो माझ्या पाठीच फिरत असतो. तर मग दोघी तिघींना सांगितल्यानंतर त्या दोघी तिघींनी त्याला डायरेक्ट विचारलं, काय रे बाबा तुझं काय प्रॉब्लेम, हिच्या पाठी काय फिरतो? म्हणतो नाही मी फिरत नाही, मी इथेच कामाला जातो नंदी गल्लीमध्ये, मी तिच्या पाठीमागे फिरत नाही. मग तो घाबरला. तर म्हणलं फिरत नाही, मग तो आज तू किती महिना 1.5 महिना आला तू हिच्या पाठी फिरतोय, तुझा काय प्रॉब्लेम आहे तो मला सांग, मी सॉल्व करते. तो बोला नाही मी इथेच कामाला आहे, मी असंच मी चेंबूरलाच राहतो, मी माझ्या रस्त्याला येतो, ती तिच्या रस्त्याला येतो. मग तेव्हापासून तो घाबरला, तेव्हा तो यायचा बंद झाला. आणि बसमध्ये पण बिगर ओळखीची माणसं असे खराब पण असतात, धक्के मारतात बिना वजेचे धक्का पण मारून वरतून त्यांचं हे असतं. मग आपण पहिल्यांदा बोट नाही दिलं तर हात कशाला पकडेल? मग आपण म्हणून मी जर थोडीशी कडक राहते, मुलांसंग पण आणि बाहेर पण आणि मॅडम संग पण.
Because I've been doing exactly what I had done earlier when my husband was there, and I have continued living that kind of lifestyle even now. Nor did my family, nor did the people around me let me feel that I'm a widow. I don't think there's much of a difference. At the end of the day, it's that you are single. It really doesn't matter. I think people need to really understand this. The family members need to understand this first and foremost. If you have a supportive family, nothing like it. Yes, she does have that stigma, you know, she does face it, but I haven't faced anything of the sort, touch wood.
There are so many girls, they are not economically independent. They go through a lot because they are emotionally weak, not a strong person. When they go through bad time, they become depressed and they are very sad, never happy, because there are girls when they lose something then they become unhappy forever. They never forget the past, but we try our best to do.
I'll only tell them it's not the end of the world. One man is not in your life, so your life doesn't end there. I think it starts. It's a fight. Definitely, it's a fight, because you'll have to fight your own family. You'll have to find even society, of course, because they label you in a different way. No, like neighbors, ladies, and all. They think, oh, this woman doesn't have a husband. Oh, I have to keep my husband careful. I have to be careful with my husband, because men are like that. So they think like that. So we are characterless, that type of. They label us, like if they even like in I found it in South India, people have like widows and single mothers are ostracized, you can say. They're not allowed to enter like auspicious functions and all that. I faced it in the beginning. I used to feel very bad and hurt. Single women become a taboo also, I found it. I mean, now I think maybe outlook is changing in many ways, but yeah. अच्छा उसका husband नहीं है, husband left her, oh, a very degrading type of feeling they have. But then we prove ourselves, we have to prove ourselves continuously. Yes, we are. A widow gets all the respect, a widow gets all the respect. I've seen it. Oh, poor thing, she lost her husband. Being a divorced and abandoned, no, she's something wrong with her, that is why he left her. They don't go into the depths, they like to judge. We have faced women, we have to face all the judgments.
For my mom, I have one word, which is goddess. She is the goddess. She can do anything, she can do everything. So I have full faith in her. Whatever she does is all good, all right. For society, I have a message. People, please understand, a single mother is already going through a lot of pain. Losing a partner is not easy. It's just not easy. A partner who she was supposed to be all her life, spending all her life with the partner, and he's not there, especially when the children are there. She can start a new life, but she is not, only because of the children. She is sacrificing already so much. Respect that. Don't make her life difficult by creating these everyday, day-to-day nuisances. Like, you will judge a lady if she is not wearing a sindoor, that she is available for everything. Why do you do that? People, we need to be a more mature and more comfortable with these kind of scenarios, that if it is happening somewhere nearby, we take it positively. We have to be a team and support this. A single mother cannot fight all of this all by herself. She's already having a lot of trauma. You have no idea. My mom has gone through it, and plus I have been the eldest daughter. My younger siblings have gone through it. We are already going through this so much, then why added disadvantages and added trauma and every emotional crap, all of this from the society? You are not my relative, stay out of it.
मुझे लगता है कि इंडिया में हम कुछ नहीं बदल सकते, और लड़कियों के लिए तो बिल्कुल नहीं बदल सकते. हम मुंबई जैसे शहर में रहते हैं, लेकिन अगर हम मुंबई से थोड़ा आगे जाके देखें, मैं बनारस से बिलोंग करती हूँ, और जब मैं गांव जाती हूँ तो मुझे लगता है यार क्या बदला है. लड़कियाँ आज भी वैसी हैं. 18 के बाद सिर्फ एक ही सवाल होता है, शादी करनी है. अरे उसका भी अपना एक लाइफ है, एक फ्यूचर है, उससे खड़े होने दो उसके पैरों पे. पर इतना कौन सोचता है सर? कोई नहीं सोचता. या लड़कियाँ सुसाइड कर लेती हैं, मतलब अपने पीछे वो ये नहीं देखते कि मेरी एक फ्रेंड्स ने भी रिसेंटली सुसाइड किया है जिसके 2 बच्चे हैं. अब मुझे ये लगता है कि उसके उन 2 बच्चों के बारे में कौन सोचेगा, क्योंकि एक लिमिट के बाद आपके रिलेटिव भी आपका साथ छोड़ देते हैं. फिर वो बच्चों के बारे में सोचना बड़ी बात हो जाती है. और इसलिए मैं चाहती हूँ कि कम से कम फैमिली को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए. फैमिली सपोर्ट ना करे तो कम से कम पेरेंट्स को तो सपोर्ट करना ही चाहिए, क्योंकि बेटियाँ हमेशा माँ बाप से जुड़ी होती हैं, और जहाँ माँ बाप साथ छोड़ देते हैं वहाँ फिर शायद मैं खुद का इंसिडेंट बताऊँ तो मेरे ब्रदर की शादी में मेरे एक रिलेटिव्स ने मुझे बोला कि अनीता को बोलो कि वो मंगलसूत्र एंड साड़ी वाड़ी पहने. तो मुझे भी ऐसा लगा कि शायद वो कहीं ठीक बोल रहे हैं, क्योंकि एज ए सिंगल मदर हमारे समाज में बहुत अजीब नज़रों से देखा जाता है कि अरे अकेली है, ये काम नहीं कर सकते, ये अच्छे शगुन के काम है, यहाँ मत बुलाओ. बट दैट टाइम मेरी मम्मा ने खड़े होकर बोला नहीं, वो क्यों पहनेगी मंगलसूत्र? वो नहीं पहनेगी. वो सिंगल मदर है और उसे प्रूफ करना है कि एज ए सिंगल मदर आज वो सब कुछ कर सकती है. क्यों वो पति का नाम लेगी? नहीं लेगी. वो अकेले अपने बच्चे के लिए सब कुछ करती है. और मेरे मम्मा पापा ने मुझे सपोर्ट किया. आज उन्होंने मुझे हर्ष के नाम के पीछे सिर्फ और सिर्फ मेरा नाम है, हर्ष अनीता शर्मा. उन्होंने कहा सिंगल मदर होने के लिए आपको ये प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा कि आप अपने बेटे के लिए सब कुछ कर सकते हो। ज़रूरी नहीं है कि एक पिता का नाम होना चाहिए। और सोसाइटी वो आपको हर जगह दिखाएगा कि अरे आप अकेले हो, आप रात को अकेले कैसे घर जाओगे। बिकॉज मेरा बेटा एक्टर है, मैं रात को पैकअप होता है, घर जाने के टाइम पे अकेले जाओगे, चलो हम ड्रॉप कर देते हैं। नहीं, मैं चली जाऊँगी, मुझे पता है रास्ता, मुझे घर तक पता है। मेरे मम्मा पापा बहुत फ्री होते हैं, हाँ ठीक है तुम इतने बजे आओगे, अकेले आओगे, तुम मुझे कॉल कर दो कि तुम घर पहुंच रहे हो, बस। सिंगल मदर होने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम सबके लिए फ्री हैं। सिंगल मदर होने का मतलब ये है कि हम वो सब कुछ कर सकते हैं पति के बिना जो हमें करना है।
It's a very silly thing if you ask me, they tell me that, what, every marriage goes through this, every marriage, the first 2 years are like this only, सबका ऐसा होता है. And then they talk about their marriage and they're like, yeah, it's like, it's not like my husband and me, even we talk to each other that often, initially सब होता है, after that we just live our life as it is, we do it for the kids, so for me it is not the way I want to live my life, because if that is how I'm going to live, my son is going to learn that, and that is not what I want to teach him at all. I think I'll put it in a way where I want my son to see a very strong woman, where, who is working, who is taking care of him, taking care of the house as well, and if I'm living with my parents, then definitely we are taking care of each other. For him to see the close knit, that is there, to see that, what, the women in this house have a lot of respect, people value their opinions, when they speak, because I think that is so important, because tomorrow he's going to grow up, he's going to step into the world, and he's going to meet women who are going to be way more stronger than I am, because that's going to be 20 years down, and at that time if he's going to grow up to be an MCP or someone who's just going to be, oh, this is a woman's job, he's going to lose out. So I want him to be able to learn to cook. I think it's a small thing, but on a day-to-day living, I think it's a huge thing, because he is going to find a partner or a friend or somebody who is going to be working. So if two people are working, going out into the world, then if they want to share a house together, they need to be able to do everything together. So I think that is really important. It is not like this is a man's job, this is a woman's job. It is a job, you want to live together, you got to do everything together. So I think that is really important. And for him, if he sees his mother working, he's going to be very okay with, his partner, whoever working, his friends and all, so I think that is very important. He needs to learn that. He needs to learn to cook. He needs to learn to take care of the house. I think it's, two things I will tell you. One is that, a very known fact actually, but still, just let, until you walk into the other person's shoes, don't pass judgment. You don't know what the other person goes through. Everyone has their own stories. Everyone has their own struggle. Everyone has their own threshold for pain and for how much they can take. Some people can really take a lot, and still they'll stick it out. Yes, absolutely, good for them. But there are some who can't take a lot, and some people are just like, I can do better for myself. I don't need this. So okay, just go with that, no need to pass judgment on that, because everybody is different.
मी काय म्हणते की आता लाईफमध्ये काय काय बायका आपल्यासाठी आपल्या संरक्षणासाठी नवरा असून सुद्धा त्या बाहेर जातात, ती त्यांची लाईफ आहे. काही काही जणांना मिस्टर नाही आहे, ते पण दुसरा करतात, मुलं मोठी असेल तरी सुद्धा ते दुसरे करतात, म्हणजे सगळ्यांची लाईफ अलग अलग आहे. आता आपण त्यांना शिकवलं बाई अशा रस्त्याला जाऊ नको, तरी ते त्यांची लाईफ ते बघणार नाही, बाबा मला त्रास नाही होत तुला कशाला त्रास होतो. पण मी म्हणते की बाबा माझ्या लाईफमध्ये मला असं काही नको आहे, मी माझ्या मनाने कशी वागते की बाबा नाही मला ह्या रस्त्याला जायचं नाही, पण ज्या वागणाऱ्यांना आपण शिकवायला जाऊ तर ते आजकाल या मुंबईमध्ये मी बोलली बाई तू ह्या रस्त्याला जाऊ नको, हा रस्ता चांगला नाही, मग ते उलटा शब्द आपल्याला बोलण्यापेक्षा ते नाही बोललेलं बरं, कारण आजकाल मुंबईमध्ये कोण ऐकणारं नाही आहे. मी पण म्हणते की तुम्ही जर तुम्हाला लाईफमध्ये जर चांगला भेटला आहे की बाबा तुमचे मिस्टर वारले, तुम्ही करू शकता, मुलं लहान असेल तर तुम्ही करू शकता की नाही म्हणत नाही, ते मुलांचं पण भविष्य तुम्हाला करायचं आहे, तो चांगला भेटला तर तुम्ही करा, नाही तर मग हाय जोपर्यंत हाय शरीरामध्ये मास तोपर्यंत वास घेणार, नाही तर तो गांडीवर लाद देणार, मग काय फायदा, मजा मारणार तो निघून जाणार. मग त्याच्या पण मनातलं तुम्हाला समजून घ्यावं लागणार ना, तुम्ही नाही त्याच्या मनातलं पहिलं काढणार आणि नुसतं तुम्ही हसी मजाक नुसतं बाहेर करणार, त्याला काय अर्थ नाही आहे असं मी म्हणते. म्हणून मी म्हणलं की आजकाल मुंबईमध्ये माणसं पण चांगली नाही आहेत आणि त्यापेक्षा ते करण्यापेक्षा आपण दोन घरची कामं भांडी घासून पोट भरलेलं ते चांगलं.
So I want to tell people that if you educate yourselves well and if you have the right kind of exposure, then you can make a lot of difference to the society. Merely by reading good books and giving out good quotes and posting them on WhatsApp, Facebook, and not really applying it into your real lives, it's not going to help. So yes, a single mom has her struggles. A lot of them. Men feel that the moment a woman is single, she becomes available and their approach towards you changes. This is what the society needs to learn. They really need to understand that no, she's strong enough, she can take care of herself and she is complete in herself. I will ask the men to stop looking at women in a most lecherous way possible. Let them understand that they are single, respect them for it, respect them that they are juggling too many balls at one time and they are already doing too much, as I feel. So just let them be, let them live their life.
In the same way, their relatives, friends, others, they should give them support to come out of that situation and do whatever they can do, what is their passion and whatever their reach. Not that okay, you are economically not independent, you can do something very big. No, you just start. The starting point is somewhere. Like I have had girls, by giving them machine, just a sewing machine to stitch clothes for others. They started from there. Now they have boutiques. There is nothing that you will get suddenly very big thing. You will start with this small and you will become big. And that confidence you will have to give to that girl. Surrounding only can give. I cannot reach everywhere. I try my best. I have done it a lot through my NGO, through other work also. But the nearby people, like friends, relatives, if they don't have parents, then other relatives, brothers, sisters, this we will have to tell everybody. And they can bring them out from the sad situation, the bad situation, and the unhappy situation. They can all become, I have done this many, and now they are doing very good, and their children are also doing good. So I am so happy about this, and anybody can do this, because this is not a very special job that for you you want big degrees or something like that. It is a human job, humanity. So through humanity we should reach, and there are many, they do this, but that right way is the best way to do. Be sympathetic, be kind, be more human to them, and they can come out.
I want to say, a single mother, first thing I'll tell that I think I was very happy that way. I mean, I never had my children never felt the dearth of a father. So I tried to give them everything so that they will never grow big and say that if I had a father, he would have done that. So much I would never feel. Children always say, that my mom, what fathers could give, I don't think they could have given what you had given us. That's what they feel. Treat them as equal women, not as because she's single, she's something different. No, we are same, or we are rather better off than them, because they can't cross a road without the husband holding their hands. I tell you that. I've seen. They can't just do anything, but at least we can do everything. We let them respect us for what we are. That's what I feel. They should.
The moment you become a mother, you stop thinking for yourself to a large extent, because everything comes to your child. First, he comes first. So in that scenario, one goes through so much struggle, but think about that. That today you are sitting and suffering, or whatever you are going through, you don't have the courage to take a step. But think about that because you don't have it, your child is going to learn that, and that is not what you want for him. You want him to be strong, you want her to be, have the courage to step out into the world, and for that you need to do it. Yes, it is not easy, you won't have support, you will have people against you and all. It is a struggle every single day. Getting out of the bed would be a struggle. But the thing is, you're doing it for a long term. You're doing it for your child and for yourself also, because today it's a struggle, yes, but you know what, 10 months down, 10 years down, 10 days down, you're going to get out like this, or out of the bed. You'll be jumping out of the bed, because you know what, you've gone through that hurdle, you've gone through that struggle, and today you are where you are on your own, without the support, without anybody to kind of pull you down. So I think that's really important. This is just for not the men in our lives, the women, I will say, since this is a women's platform, is it's majority of the time, it is the women who pull other women down. So I think that is a bad thing. Like, there's no other way, it's a bad thing. Like today it is, we have men in our lives, they are there to help you, they are there to partner you, they are there to support you and everything, but more than them, it is your friends, it is your women who kind of uplift other women. And if you have friends and you have people around you who are like that, I think then game one. You don't need to like look further. Then the struggle is not a struggle.
एक इंसिडेंट बताऊंगी. एक बच्चा है, उसकी मॉम फर्स्ट टाइम उसके साथ शूट पे आई थी, एंड उनके साथ उनकी डॉटर आई थी, एंड सर कि देखो हर्ष की मम्मा जैसी बनो. वो अकेले आते हैं और अकेले सब काम करते हैं. आप घर से भी निकलते हो तो मुझे साथ में लेके चलते हो मम्मा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. अनीता आंटी जैसा बनो. तो आई फील प्राउड कि चलो मेरी अब क्या कहते हैं उसको, मिसाल दी जा रही है. आई एम हैप्पी. हम वो सब कुछ कर सकते हैं जो हम करना चाहते हैं एज ए सिंगल मदर. तो फिर ये सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि बिना पति के या बिना फैमिली के हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. हम सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. हमारे पास उतनी पावर है. हम जननी हैं, हम एक जीव को इस दुनिया में लाते हैं, तो हमारे पास वो सारी पावर्स है जो हमें करनी चाहिए.
To me, a single woman is broken up as: single stands for strong, independent, noticeable, generous, loving and encouraging. To me, I believe all women are very strong inside out. It is just that when we are faced by challenges is when the true colors come out, the strength comes out. We are Sri Shakti at the end of the day. Quoting Buddha and his wife, there was a little story which goes to say that Buddha's wife said that whilst your teachings would be known to the people, my teachings will remain largely unknown, and my teachings say that a woman doesn't need a man to complete her. So this is what I feel.
नालासोपाराला सकाळी संध्याकाळी लाईट जाते, दिवसभर लाईट राहत नाही. ते 80 रुपयाचं 1 लिटर रॉकेल मी महिनाभर चालवायची, फक्त मेणबत्ती लावायची की रॉकेलची बाटली करायची. आणि माझी आई स्वतः माझ्याजवळ होती नालासोपाराला. ती दिवसभर लाकडं शोधायची आणि चुलीवरती स्वयंपाक करायची. जेव्हा मी संध्याकाळी 6-7 वाजता यायची तेव्हा आम्ही त्या चुलीवरचा स्वयंपाक खायचो. मुंबईमध्ये पण मी चूल पेटून मी शिजवून खाल्लेलं आहे की लाईफमध्ये माझं 3000मध्ये माझं घर चालत नव्हतं, माझ्याकडे काहीसुद्धा नव्हतं. मग ते खिचडी किंवा ज्वारीच्या भाकऱ्या 4-5 टाकल्या, एखादी सुकी भाजी बनवली त्या चुलीवरती आम्ही असं बनवून खाल्लं. मी 2 वर्ष तरी खाल्लं असं की मुलांचं शिक्षण करायचं आहे, फी भरायची आहे, हे करायचं आहे. त्या 3000मध्ये मी 2-3 वर्ष घर चालवलं. नंतर मग मला थोडंसं ओळख झाली, जरा कामं भेटली, पोरांना पण समजायला लागलं की माझी गरिबी किती आहे, काय किती आहे. म्हणून माझ्या गरिबीमुळं माझ्या मोठ्या मुलाने शिक्षण सोडलं. 10वी पास केलं, 11वीला तो गेलाच नाही. म्हणतो मम्मी आता तू किती करणार, थोडा तरी पाहिजे ना घरात काय ना काय. मग तो जरा कामाला जायला लागला, थोडंसं जरा आधार आहे की आता आज माझ्या घरात गॅस आहे, आज घरात माझ्या वॉशिंग मशीन आहे, आज माझ्या घरात फ्रीज आहे, माझ्या घरात शोकेसचं कपाट, गोदरेजचं कपाट. आज मी बिल्डिंगमध्ये राहते 1 BHK रूममध्ये. 7.5 लाखाचा रूम घेतला आहे हप्त्यावरती, आणि तो हप्ता मी आता 1 लाख रुपये हॅवी डिपॉझिटवरती रूम घेतला आहे. आणि दर महिन्याला मी 5000 रुपये हप्ता देते की मी सांगितलं माझी कॅपॅसिटी नाही आहे, जसं येतील तसे मी देणार. तर आज मी चांगल्या रूममध्ये राहते. आणि जे माझ्याकडे आता माझ्या मोठ्या मुलाने मला खूप काही सहारा केला आहे, म्हणून माझ्याकडे आज भरपूर काय आहे. फक्त मी कष्ट करून खाते बस. मेहनतीचा पैसा आहे. की असं म्हणजे मी सकाळ ते संध्याकाळपर्यंत मेहनत करते, पण संध्याकाळी सुकाळनी एक टाइम 2 पोरांना जवळ घेऊन पोटभर जेवते की माझ्या घरात आता काहीच कमी नाही.
People, please be generous, please be nice to these women. They'll deserve a lot of love, respect. A man cannot raise children all by himself for life. Only a woman has the power to do it. That's why she's called the goddess in forms of Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Respect that.
See, Bombay is a kind of microcosm which is like any other in the world. So whatever you see is happening in Bombay is in a far better state and in a far better condition than what is happening probably just 100 kilometers outside the city. Because the rest of the India and probably, yeah, perhaps the rest of the world is functioning in a way which is far more conservative and far more cruel than what you have in Bombay. And Bombay itself, when you hear the stories from single moms, and I'm sure you've got those kind of difficult stories, or you've come across those moms who are still afraid to talk about it because their experiences have been extremely harsh. So even that, I mean, if you're hearing things like that in a city like Bombay, it's tragic. But then imagine the magnitude of things happening just outside Bombay. It's terrible. So I feel maybe the way things can change, see, change will not suddenly appear from somewhere. It will not come down as rain from the clouds, but it will come from within us and amongst us. So, like Mum quite rightly said, that firstly, economic independence is that really crucial factor, because that's the factor you save yourself. So that's your way of preservation, and you owe it to yourself. Patriarchy is so intensely ingrained in our heads that there are just a zillion things we don't even question on a daily basis. It's running in our veins so deep, because it's not a decade or 2 decades, it's been centuries that patriarchy is in our systems. So it will take that while to break through. So women not working or women not being financially independent should be a shocking news. That it should be like, why? Because a man works, why shouldn't a woman work? And I know the classes and the stratas have their own ways of functioning, but I think all women should be able to support themselves. I'm not saying you take care of your family or your neighbor's family or whatever, or your husband's family, nothing. Just make sure that you can take care of yourself. That's enough. And I think another way is that awareness. You need to tell more and more people that it's not a taboo. I mean, if you're married and your husband passes away, it's unfortunate. I mean, I can't do anything about it, you can't, nobody can do anything about it. But life doesn't stop there. We lose people in our lives and we have to move on. And that's what makes our story really, you know. That's what adds brilliance to our lives in a way, that we've been through so much. Our scars, our wounds are actually are like tattoos all over our body of pride. So I think just making it acceptable that the fact that being a single mom or being a woman who's gone through something which has not been all that kind in your life is no big deal. And maybe economic independence and emotional independence that she spoke of, to find your individuality. And it's a really tough thing. It's easier said than done. I know what she's saying, where she's come from. It's easier said than done, but we can all try it one step at a time, and I think we will get there. It's not an easy one. I know it's painful. The world seems like it's ending. Life feels like it's ending. You've no strength. You don't see the future. You just see this, one giant black hole of darkness. But there is still light after that. You just have to keep taking those steps. Yeah.
So one message to all the solo mom expressed outside.
I think life is really short and life is really long too. So I think we should make the most of it. So whatever you do, just be kinder to yourself. Be kind to yourself and have fun, because you're just gonna live this one life. So have fun and be happy. Yeah. And yes, I feel that women, because as I don't know, I hate to say this, but again, that whole patriarchy, we've gone through so much, and maybe this is a chance do help each other. So I think
Yes.
women should
Help
be
each
team. It's got to be a team against the world, because it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about us. And the more we're together, the more stronger we are. Yeah. So let's all of us have fun. Let's all of us be happy together and feel happy for each other. Very important.